Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man out here getting ready to soon start my work. But this is part of my work, making these YouTube videos. YouTube, every now and then, I let a couple people see it, and a couple people will like what they see, so on and so forth. But it's not a secret that they are doing something with my videos that either people is watching it and they won't show me who and how many people is watching it, or they just flat out just freezing the views. And they told me, like I told y'all before, I talked to one of their support agents some years back, and they told me that's what they're doing, and that's what they're still doing. I don't know what it is about me, or if the whole thing is a scam. Like, I just don't know. Because really the things I say is not something that will hurt people. It's something that will help people. So either they don't want people to get helped, or I don't know what it is. But clearly, like, if I'm getting 30 views, 40 views, right? In the whole entire world, just 40 views. But then somebody else, I saw a couple dudes, was at 19,000 in one day. And some of these people, they be getting some of, like, they content from me. They think I don't know, because I know what originates with me. Recreational use originating with me. But that's cool. I don't mind people using, just as long as you acknowledge me. Because how YouTube is shadow banning some of my content, I don't know why. Like, I never, unless that dude, like I told y'all, the dude from years back, unless he's like running the whole thing. Because, you know, like some years back, you'll be talking in the comments with people and it'll actually be somebody who worked for YouTube. I don't know if they still do that. So I had got into it with a guy and blocked him. And it seemed like after that, seemed like they started playing games with my channel, my old channel. So I'm gonna keep making them though. Like, I'm gonna keep making videos, but it's just gonna be more days off in between, because I mean they're not being fair. And I know I'm not the only person they doing it to, because I see a lot of content creators that I know are entertaining, useful, so on and so forth, and they having the same issue. Like, some of them can't get the 1,000 subs. It's just all kind of stuff. But we got a lot to talk about today. We're gonna start this thing out talking about sexless marriages. We're gonna talk about sexless marriages, because I notice, like, on YouTube, it's a whole bunch. See, these wives, they don't want you to, why you putting people in our business? Why you put, because they want to be able to mistreat their man like that. And nobody knows, because they know that's an evil thing to do. They want people to think that they the ideal wife. But behind closed doors, they contentious. And they non-sexual. They about as sexual as a snail. Like, and I told y'all once before, most of these women use sex to get commitment and to get other things. It's not a whole lot of women that's sexual like that. That's how they able to go. Like, one dude, and I saw this on Coach Greg's channel. He said it was a guy that said he had been sexless for 6 years, and then he got a hand job at some place, and his wife divorced him. She ain't want him getting nothing. So what I'm gonna do on this one, I'm gonna tell y'all how we have to handle this. I'm gonna tell y'all how we gotta handle this. Because a woman will take your sexual years away. And then y'all be 75 and she'll be trying to do something with her wrinkly stuff. And it's like, you be like, I ain't got nothing in 20 years. She done took your sexual years away with her grudges. Because any woman that does this, you know she's holding something against you. Whether she's saying it or not, she's holding something against you and or cheating. And y'all know what we say over here. When they do that, it ain't no working it out. I don't care. I don't care about no kids. When they cheat, ain't no working it out. You tell your kids, I had to leave. Your mother was disrespectful and she was sleeping with other men. Don't be like, why you, listen, man. Why would you take the high road on somebody that's abusing you? That's abuse. Especially if you was a guy that got a lot of women and it was just coming to you like, pause. It was coming to you like clockwork. And now you chose to marry somebody that ain't doing it. You can't let them steal your years like that. Just like off subject, I know we're talking about sexless marriages. Y'all can't be letting these women steal y'all years with this disrespect, uncooperativeness, and all that. See, some of y'all, unfortunately, it's best for you to just bite that bullet. And I know some of these women gonna try to take us for everything we got. But just like they was uncooperative in the marriage, if you end up divorced because of them, you gonna cooperate? Nah, I ain't gonna cooperate all the way. And she can show them this all she want. I ain't no way if I get divorced, I'm finna become some woman's slave over a choice I made years back. Not knowing how to state contract or any of that work. Ain't no way. I'll be like dude from Dukes of Hazzard. Dude from Dukes of Hazzard told him, y'all might as well lock me up because I'm not giving her all my money. The blonde head one, what's his name? Was it Luke? Was Luke the blonde head one? The blonde head one. So, I think it was the blonde head one. So, how should we handle going from, because I'm going to tell you, I was getting my fair share. Most of my body count came like in a 3-year period. Pause. It came in a 3-year period. So I was not going without. Next thing, wait, let's start with this, man. We don't want to. Let's make this the first thing. The first thing that you need to do with a woman that's like not giving you no sex, stop calling her your wife. That's not your wife. If she's messing with somebody else, she's their wife. She's their adulterous affair wife. She's not your wife. A woman that's not becoming one in the flesh with you is not your wife. Y'all understand that, right? So when people ask you, so how's your wife? You ain't got to tell them all your business, but, you know, just kind of beat around the bush. Oh, you know, stuff like that. But that's not your wife. That's your strife. A man that's married, that's not getting sex, and I'll tell you something else. That pity sex, that's barely sex. That's barely sex. Like not wanting to do it, not putting no work in, you know, all that. That's barely sex. Why do we have these type of people standing around us? As short as life is, you better start planning how you gonna go about it. So it don't have to be like a grudge thing, a back and forth thing. Just face the facts and prepare how you gonna exit. That's all it is to it. Cause like, I ain't gonna get all off into my business, but you don't have to not get along over stuff like this. Well, a woman tries to punish you by not having sex with you, or she's holding a grudge in her heart against you, so she does it but doesn't want to. Man, just let her go. Some of y'all is in financial position, and in terms of your kids can adapt to it quicker. And I'll tell you something else. Like, if you were one of those women that say she won't give you a no contest and let you take care of your own kids and stuff, and she's being uncooperative, you want to divorce her, she's being uncooperative, tell her, when you meet somebody else and you start trying to push that divorce, I'm going to do you the same way. I'm going to do you the same way. Because technically, if you want to get technical, a man can have multiple wives. So really, some of these guys could just move on. But it's kind of risky, because what a lot of these women will do is they'll wait out a couple years to get more money, and then they'll go file themselves. So that's why I say sometimes it's just best to take that bullet, bite that bullet just right away. Because if you try to do it like that, what if you end up with one of those women? What are they doing? I could tell this is just going to be a slow day in terms of, like, because these construction workers just slowing everything down everywhere you go. But back to the subject. Wait a minute. I don't see what. It might be a car accident. Like always here. I'm not letting him get in front of me. But no man should be letting a woman get away with sexless marriage. You should be telling her, like, y'all, some of y'all need to get more aggressive. Don't fight them. I'm not talking about that. And if she try to fight you, call the police on her. Let her go to jail, because that's what she'll do to you. And don't bail her out. Tell her I'm not bailing you out either. So, but we can't allow this here. I mean, you come outside, right? You see these other women, right? These other women will be giving it up. And some of them will want to. Like me personally, I don't believe it's a whole lot of sexual women that is doing it because they just want to do it. Nothing other than wanting to do it. It's a couple. I think most of them are doing it with intentions. I don't think a lot of them are doing it just merely because that's what they want to do. I don't believe that. So, like I say, the first thing is stop calling her your wife. Because when you call her your wife, let's get into the spiritual aspect. You basically calling somebody your wife that's discordant against you. Remember how the Bible say where two or more touch and agree, there will I be in the midst of them. So based on that scripture, is he in the midst of y'all? No, he's not. This is what Peter was talking about when he said your prayers will be hindered. So Now you having the extra problems that wouldn't even really be problem. Oh, the lights out. In Tulsa? What? Must be some type of power outage out here. But when you not touching and agreeing, he's not there. Now he'll be there, like, in some ways, if you know how to pray and stuff like that, you can still, but like when you married, did y'all wonder why some of these single people seem to be doing better, looking better? Because they ain't got nobody to stop the Most High from being in the midst of them. Man, y'all, they can't go. You think I'm gonna just sit there all day? I hate when this stuff happens because these Wisconsin people are already, a lot of them, very immature. I'm gonna make a video about, I'm gonna show y'all the dark side of Milwaukee people in Wisconsin. And it's not all negative, but it's some negativity. That's why we got 118 homicides already and counting. But that's not, really it's over 200. They started over. It was like 60 something and they started over. So it's probably over 200. Now, let's get back to it though. Milwaukee, well, we'll talk about that later. But the sexless marriage thing, stop calling them your wife. Learn how to pray around that. I'm going to do a video to show y'all, because these women will have you, like, they'll come in between you and God, man. You don't believe that? What did Eve do? You don't believe me? What happened with Eve? How was Adam before Eve? Okay, what about Solomon? Solomon was good with the Most High. But guess what happened? Them women turned his heart away. But it was more like he let them do it. And that's what I'm saying. We got to start. Some of us are already doing it. See, a lot of times the backlash come in your marriage when you start putting your foot down. Like if you, like me, like let's say you was like me and you didn't, like you, when I got married, I went to church and I was hearing mixed messages. But the more I study the word for myself, I started looking at it like, wait a minute. This ain't how it's supposed to be. And even as short as like 4 years ago, when I was praying about some problems I was having, the responses I was getting blew my mind. That's when I started learning that the Most High is not catering to women. And he does not like when men do it, because they supposed to cater to you and you supposed to dwell with them in an understanding manner. So for some of us, an understanding manner is not dwelling with them at all. Better to be on the corner of a roof than in the house with a quarrelsome wife. Y'all know these women that call the police on you and they come over there and you gonna get mad they came over there and now you gonna get, and they hit you in the head with that stick. Think about it. If they hit you for nothing, what's gonna be your response? Especially if you like an alpha male or you like a masculine, a strong man type of dude. You gonna jack them up or something. And then you never know what's gonna happen. I know police officers that tell me a lot of time these women be the ones that started it. And when they investigate, they end up in jail. They end up taking them to jail. So, you, number one, again, stop calling her your wife, because you confessing something that, remember, rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. And remember, where two or more touch and gather in my name, there will I be in the midst of them. So when you claiming a woman that's doing that to you, a woman that has a grudge against you, a woman that's cheating on you, or any of that, it's like you inviting the devil in. How'd that work out for Ahab? Didn't work out too well, did it? Because marriage is set up for the man to have dominion and her to have the rest of the dominion. What I mean by the rest of the dominion, y'all got kids, you ain't there, she got dominion. Y'all got kids, you there, you got dominion. Never, it's a sin to fear a woman leaving you, or to not live your life when she does. That is a sin. It's the sin of idolatry. You're making her like she's a goddess, and she's not. She's merely your wife. Y'all be scared to get on to these women like that. But you gotta, look, when you going through this sexless marriage stuff, don't forgive her. Just forgive her. I was going to say, don't hold a grudge. I ain't saying don't forgive her. You need to forgive her. Don't give her that kind of power. But recognize her for what she is. She's not your wife no more. Y'all not one flesh. Y'all not consummating the marriage. She's literally trying to take your sexual years away. If you in your 30s, 40s, and she doing this, man, you supposed to be smack, smack, smack. You supposed to be, come on now. I ain't trying to hear it. That ain't no love. That's hate. Sexless marriage, she hates you. Literally. Like, there's no, I don't care what none of these women say. If she's not having sex with you, she hates you. That's all it is to it. And y'all be trying to, oh yeah, my wife, man, we going in. And you be on your anniversary and she still don't give you none. Or she'll do a little week. If they perform bad on the anniversary, you know they hate you. You got to get, man, please. Y'all dudes done got weak. I want to take this time to give honor to the Most High God and praise and a salute, because just for telling me and showing me the truth about this stuff. Because some of y'all with women that be reading the Bible, and they'll have you believing that God is on their side. If they doing sexless, I'm telling you 100%, I will put anything on the line, if needed be, that God is not on their side. I don't care what they say. And if they get divorced because they not giving you no sex, if that end up one of they can't remarry. It's adultery. You can't do that kind of stuff. That's not grounds for a woman to divorce her husband. That's grounds for a man to divorce his woman. And if he divorces you because of something like that, anybody you get with, it's adultery. The only thing you could be in some situations is a concubine. He ain't gonna be able to commit marriage to you, because it's gonna be adultery. You can't do that and then remarry. See, this is what them preachers don't be telling y'all, because they want that money. Y'all ain't giving me no money, and even if you was, I ain't built like that. I'm real. You can't remarry somebody you doing that to your husband. You must be crazy. And then some of them will be doing it, and when they arguing with their husband, they talking about getting other men. Yeah, okay. You think it's sweet with the Most High. Somebody will come right in and be punching your lights out. Just straight bad luck. Or cheating on you like crazy, give you an STD. Oh, you wishing bad. No, I'm not. I'm telling you, women, if you can repair your marriage, stop that. It's not your job to punish him. If you don't want to have sex with him, then go ahead and leave. Go ahead and leave. And just be adulterous or something. But these women ain't gonna leave. They want to torture you. They want to punish you. And then the more religious ones, oh, don't let them see no PORN as in normal on your phone. They gonna swear you ain't saved. Is he not saved, or he just trying to have a little fun? Get the heck out of here. I'll say it. Get the hell out of here with that. You telling y'all Christian, quote unquote, are you a Christian? Not giving your husband none, are you? I wonder how deep your faith go. Because a lot of these women, like let's say in the Pentecostal, the more sanctimonious churches, they doing this stuff too. And if they find some stuff on their husband's phone, they condemning them to hell. I want you to know you can't condemn him to nothing. And let's go deep. Let's go here. And he's only looking. It's not a work. Y'all want me to say something controversial? Especially you're his wife. You're not giving him none. You leading him. You basically causing temptation in his life. So he go look at a few tits, I'ma say it, and booties. And I don't know if he like it hairy or shaved. That's his business. And he go look at something. You can't condemn him to hell. A man will never stop looking, because even if he ain't watching it, in his mind he's thinking it. When he sees an attractive woman or a woman that he liked. So, okay, if all our thoughts are sin, who gonna make it to heaven? Y'all taking that scripture out of context. The thought of foolishness is sin. That's not what the original said. We ain't gonna get into it though. You can believe what you want. Some of y'all don't do enough research. There's no way, because I don't know Hebrew per se, but I can put some of the words together. There's no way that scripture originally said that. It had to originally say, the thought of foolishness leads to sin. Because if you know how to rightly divide the word, and I'm going to come back because we're not done with this, you know that a thought is not what you're going to be judged by unless you're lost. We'll get into that next. We're going to follow this up. I got a little more I want to talk about, so it's going to be a part 2 to this. It's just going to be short. So stay tuned.